Dearly beloved, we have now gathered around for the funeral for one of the biggest clubs in football history, a club that has won 36 Eredivisie titles, a club that has won 4 Champions Leagues, one of the few teams that did it 3 times in a row. The incredible 1995 team, a team that has also won the Europa League in 1992 and the Cup, Winners' Cup, 1987. KNVB Baker winner 20 times, if I'm correct. A club that has brought forth Johan Cruyff. May he rest in peace as well. Piet Keizer. May God bless his soul. Dennis Bergkamp. Marco van Basten. Frank Rijkaard. Gerald Vanenburg. Edgar Davids. Patrick Kluivert. Clarence Seedorf. Brian Roy. Van der Vaart. Sneijder. Kivu. Ibrahimovic. Eriksen. Alderweireld. Vertongen. Daley Blind. Hakim Ziyech. David Neres. Masraoui. Matthijs de Ligt. Frenkie de Jong. Lasse Schöne. Klaas van Huntelaar. Ryan Gravenberg. Jurien Timber. And the list goes on. Incredible names, aren't they? Some of them have cemented themselves as one of the greats that the game has ever seen. And some of them are still making a name for themselves. A club that, for the last few years, was on life support. Ever since 2022, the club has been suffering from an awful disease called no accountability. An awful disease as well, somewhere next to the other disease, that is basura. Another disease that they caught when they made the Jamaican Bob Marley shirts in 2022, the disease of Wina Avdat.
What?
Excuse me for the interruption, peoples. The disease of we don't like the kids no more. A lot of diseases. And after last night, Ajax unfortunately succumbed to all the diseases it caught. And today, we'll give the club its proper burial. If you smell what Devontae's cooking, we'll give the club its proper burial. Because Ajax, after fighting for 4 years to remain relevant, to remain a top club, has unfortunately died, passed away. And I'm here to do the honors, right? To bury the club and pay my respects. And anybody that's watching is here to also pay their respects to what what was once one of the greatest clubs in the world, regardless of if they didn't have a lot of money like Real Madrid, like Bayern Munich, like the Premier League teams, and even at one point when they had money, Barcelona. It was once a club well respected all over the globe. When they saw the shirt, right, with the logo, they all knew that is a great club from the Netherlands, a great club from Amsterdam, a beloved club known for the total football, known for the youth academy, known for the Ajax DNA. But that DNA has been mutated into something awful. That DNA has mutated, and I'm not talking about the mutation that you'll see at the X-Men, right? Because those that is not we're not those type of those type of mutants. That's not Ajax. They're the mutants that you'll see in at the Ninja Turtles, right? And I'm not even talking about the turtles. I'm talking about Bebop and Rocksteady. I'm talking about Krang, Tokan Razor, like those type of mutants, awful mutants. The DNA has mutated, and unfortunately, Ajax yesterday has succumbed to that mutation. Sad story, very sad, very sad story, peoples. You know what I'm saying? A club that was very innovative, a club that even the biggest clubs looked up to. Arsenal, Manchester United, Barcelona. Barcelona, their blueprint is because of Johan Cruyff that their blueprint is La Masia, that their blueprint is incredible football, that they're known for that, the tiki taka. It came from us. We the innovators, but we lost our ways. Unfortunately, along the way, sad story, peoples. Sad story. No, we thought that we could become the Bayern Munich of the Netherlands and dominate every year. Instead, we are looking like the West Ham of the Eredivisie. We are looking like the West Ham peoples. The West Ham that's going to relegate. We're not going to relegate. Luckily, but that is what it might come to. That's what it's going to come to. We're not the Bayern Munich, no. We're looking more like Heidenheim. For the last few years, Ajax has been looking like Heidenheim. Or another club that we saw pass away a few years ago. A German club I'm talking about. Schalke 04. You could say that we are the Schalke now of the Netherlands. It is what it is. I think one question remains though. Can Ajax be resurrected? Who knows? We are known as the God's son, the God's sons, right? Sons of God. So can we rise from the dead like God's son? I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to that. Unfortunately, I don't have the answer to know if I is able to rise from the dead just like God's son. But for now, it's looking like we're hanging from the cross for more than 4 years. And unfortunately, we have succumbed to the wounds. And we don't know if the resurrection will be unlike the story that has been told in time 3 days. And Brother Michael has said something right here. The board of PSV, a team that also has been responsible for the downfall of Ajax, right? By tagging along with the diseases, right? Like they gave us a disease as well. It's called paganism. We caught the flu of bitch asses. The board of PSV has spoken, and it said we got to get the fourth star before Ajax. By the looks of it, it's highly possible that PSV will soon be the biggest club in the Netherlands. PSV is not far away from getting their third star. PSV has now 26 titles, soon 27. So 10 more seasons for PSV winning, and they'll be tied with us for 36 titles. Then we'll not be the biggest anymore. Then you cannot come around and say, hey, people always saying stuff about us because we're the biggest. Then you cannot brag about being the biggest no more. And so far, bragging about being the biggest, meanwhile, we're getting our asses whooped by Feyenoord and AZ, and PSV, and any other club in Europe, right? Excelsior, Sparta, right? Bragging about being the biggest has made it look more smaller, actually. Bragging about being the biggest has now led us into the ground 6 feet deep. We've succumbed to being the biggest because there was no room for us to be big. We were stuck to this. We were stuck to the ceiling. Right? We couldn't grow. We were stuck to the ceiling because we were so big. We couldn't grow anymore. We were limited. We could not break out out the house. So we succumbed to the injury. Like we broke our backs or whatever it was, right? And we succumbed to the injuries of being too big, and now we're dead. Ajax is dead. Sariati peoples. Ajax is dead. What I want to do right now, peoples, is share the screen of the team that played yesterday that unfortunately were casualties of all the diseases, of all the things that had led to Ajax now laying in a casket, and it's about to be buried, taken to the graveyard after this stream. Also, don't forget, pay respects by liking the stream, subscribe to the channel, and share the live stream. Share with everybody, because everybody that has that carries Ajax a warm heart, right? That got love for Ajax, that respects Ajax, needs to come to this funeral. Come to this funeral and pay their respects, pay homage to what once was a big club. They need to pay homage. I know that everybody at some point in life loved or liked Ajax, was jealous of Ajax. But now people are more jealous of PSV. People look up more to PSV. People will not remember Ajax anymore. Sooner or later. And Brother Michael once again spoke. Brother Michael says, I think it will only happen if we really F up, but I don't think it will. But it depends if they can replace Boss with a good manager. Let's be honest. Which clubs keep winning after the manager? It's a fact. Because if you look at our brothers from Madrid, right? Well, they're not really our brothers, man. I like they're step brothers, right? That don't know the ways, right? They don't know the ways of life and think that they can succeed by and cheating their ways through silverware and everything and being assholes. They that think that they will see the gates of heaven when that club dies. No, y'all will see the gates of hell. Y'all will see the eight spheres of hell because y'all not been good. While y'all in your whole entire existence, y'all not been good people. Real Madrid will not see the gates of heaven. Unfortunately, Real Madrid will not see the gates of heaven, but there's always another chance. God gives chances. Real Madrid can become a club that people can love, but not in this lifetime. Maybe in another lifetime. But yeah, brother Godfrey's in the house. How you doing, my guy Godfrey? I'm saying, but yeah, like I said, I wanted to share the screen. But before I back to what Michael said. Of course, no club keeps winning. That's impossible. Even Bayern, right? They dominated Bundesliga. Even they couldn't be champions every year. Leverkusen just won it 2 years ago. Menno is in the house, right? The guy that supports a club that put Ajax out their misery by giving them a beating of a lifetime, by giving them the Undertaker tombstone, the last ride of the Undertaker. That's what they did to us yesterday. I'm gonna say, and Menno and to Ajax, I'll say thank you, thank you for putting Ajax out their misery. It was necessary. No, because every time y'all face Ajax, y'all were charged up, right? Y'all charged up every time y'all face Ajax. And yesterday, y'all were finally in your final form and decided, you know what? Every time you want to come back for another beatdown, fine. This time we'll end it, and you'll never return to the Alpha Stadium. So thank you, Brother Menno. Thank you. My brother Godfrey speaking. Last season, Eyes were at their best when they crashed out the semifinal of the UCL. Should have reached the final though. Yep, that was not last season though, but I get what you're saying. We had a chance of making history. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. Not focused when it mattered. Couldn't get over the line. Was still a great season though. But yeah, we could have made history and faced Liverpool. And I still to this day believe that we could have won against Liverpool. No, it's okay. That's nothing to be afraid of, man. It's a peaceful funeral. We're not crashing out on a funeral where we are paying respects to the dead. We are not crashing out on a funeral. You can't be emotional. You can't cry. You can't laugh. But there'll be no crashing out. When we are paying respects to the dead. Now, let's talk about the victims of last night's massacre. Jaros. Jaros. More like Neiros. His name is Jaros. More like Yamama. Has there ever I've seen Andre Onana. And Andre Onana, say what you want about him. There was a point where Andre Onana was actually a decent goalkeeper. This guy last night was looking more like he was playing volleyball. And if that's the case, you're playing the wrong sport. He could not catch a ball. But he's a goalkeeper. If it was Yuri Bas, if it was Wout I could say okay, because they're not goalkeepers. But you are a goalkeeper. And not even a good one. Not even a half decent one, but an awful one. One of the one of the worst goalkeepers I've ever seen in my life. This guy played like he rubbed his gloves with Vaseline. This guy, I really could sign him up for a volleyball team because his knuckleballs were perfect though. I swear his knuckleballs were perfect. He could play volleyball if he could be a top volleyball player. But goalkeeper in the world of football, you are not it. We sent McDonald's back to Liverpool, but we forgot to send this white Tesco Onana back with him to Scouser land. And I know they'll welcome him back with open arms. Oh, come back home, lad. Come back home, lad. Come back to Liverpool, lad. We'll happily send him back for free. Because Yados is not I's level. And neither is his great grandfather, Remco Pasveer, who still is sitting there on the bench, though. Meanwhile, he should be at a retirement home. He should not be on the bench. Who told Remco Pasveer that he could still play? And that's what it is with Ajax. We're a charity now for dead wood, for trash players, for players that are not good anymore. We are a charity, and I don't mind charity. Though. I love charity. You know what I'm saying? For the people that need it, but those people don't need charity. Those people need rehab. Lucas Rosa, the next victim from last night's massacre. Has there ever been a more non-Brazilian looking left back that's Brazilian, but looks like he is from the mean streets of Bulgaria? As a matter of fact, he also looked like he could be from Greece or something, like he could make a mean gyros or something. When you think of incredible Brazilian left backs, we all remember the great Cafu. We all remember the great Dani Alves. We all remember the great Carlos Alberto. We all remember Maicon. And many more. I think Nilton Santos was also uh, a fullback, if I'm correct. We all remember Maxwell. Even Adriano, that the left back from Barcelona, he even was a decent left back, a Brazilian fullback. And now in 2026, there is a Brazilian called Lucas Rosa that plays nothing like a Brazilian and looks nothing like a Brazilian. A cold hard fact, by the way, in 2026, the Brazilians are not Brazilian anymore. It's like they're eating stampo instead of feijoada. It's like they're listening to Jan Smith. It's like they're listening to Sabrina Carpenter instead of like Anita, right? Or Javan, or many other great Brazilian artists. Like they're not listening to culture. They're not cultured. They're not playing futsal anymore. Now they're playing I don't know, curling. They're not playing beach football anymore. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not cultured anymore. Lucas Rosas is another one of those Brazilians, and it's sad. Brazil is another victim of what was once a great nation. And I'm talking about football now. I'm not talking about politics or whatever. Once a great nation that produced world class talents, world class football players. Like God bless his soul, Pele. God bless his soul, Socrates, Rony, Ronaldo, Romario, Zico, and many others. And of course, last but not least, I cannot forget him, Neymar. And now they're producing Jesus, Martinelli, Vinny, and Rodrigo, who actually looks like he actually from Bangladesh. I don't think he's from Brazil either, man. That guy looking more like he from Bangladesh or whatever it is, man. I don't know what it is, man. But a story for another day. So God bless the dead as well for Brazil. Let's not forget about Brazil peoples. The ghost of Dinamo Zagreb. He actually passed away years ago, but his spirit is still wandering the pitch, trying to resurrect what was once a promising career, trying to come back to life. But nobody can find the Dragon Balls for him. There's nobody that can perform the Edo Tensei Jutsu and bring it back to life for one more chance, like Minato. Oh yes, the Croatian fidget spinner. Let's not forget. Yes, he was once known as the Croatian fidget spinner. Um, I've never seen a more dead football player from Croatia than Sutalo, the ghost of Dinamo Zagreb, a guy that's already dead, but now deader than the dead. May God bless his soul, and may God rid him of still wandering this earth. Let him enter the gates of heaven. Because now he's stuck on earth trying to like get redeem himself. Like I know you're trying hard. You're trying hard. And I hope God will give him what he needs to redeem himself so he can finally enter the gates of heaven. Maybe it will not come, but we need him to stop haunting eyes. There needs to be an exorcist. Somebody needs to hire an exorcist and get rid of this evil spirit trying to take over Ajax. He's an evil spirit. They need to get rid of him. And that's right. He definitely found his parrot. And the parrot yesterday transformed into a hawk. It was not one of those nice parrots. It was one of those killer hawks that was on the hunt. Itakura. Marijn Beuker loves Japan so much that he also signed Tomiyasu, another guy that's been dead for a while as well. God bless his soul. God bless the soul of Tomiyasu. I love Japan. I love the culture. I love anime. I love samurais. I love karate. Love the food. Love sushi. But Itakura and also Tomiyasu. You two are what they call in Japan yokais. And we need a Japanese exorcist. We need a Japanese monk to get rid of the yokais. We need to We need to hire the Demon Slayer Corps. We need to hire them. Bring Tanjiro. Bring Zenitsu. Right? Bring what's the name again with the boar head? Inosuke. Bring the Demon Slayer Corps. We need Zenitsu, right? With his Kaminari no Kokyu, Ekireki Zen, Shinsuke. Yes, I know some Demon Slayer peoples. I watch Demon Slayer. We need Zenitsu to use that one move to get rid of the yokais. Now, we'll get to this guy right here. And this is probably one of the biggest demons we need to get rid of. We need to cleanse Ajax peoples. We need to cleanse Ajax before we put them into the ground. We need to cleanse them so they can enter the gates of heaven. Owen Wijndal. I always say he was a Prince backup dancer, right? But I don't think Prince will even have him on his band or whatever. I don't think Prince will let him dance backup for him because he's that ass. He stains the floor that Prince walked on, and may Prince also, God bless the dead, bless the soul of Prince Roger Nelson, one of the greatest artists of all time, the purple one, Prince. Owen Wijndal wish he was even half of Prince. He's not even Prince Boateng. This guy, I think he wanted to be on Love Island or X on the Beach, but it never happened for him because he's just not that great. Nothing about him special. But instead, he chose, you know what? I can kick a ball. And got far. But nevertheless, not far enough. And yesterday, after the game, they were questioning him about, oh, have you heard the rumors about that I just want to get rid of you? And then got in his feelings, like the light-skinned nigga he is, right? In his feelings, like Drake. Oh, if they wanted to get rid of me, they need to be a man and say it in front of my face. Well, oh man, though, the reason why they're not saying it in front of your face is because you're not a man. You a bitch. That's why I didn't say it in front of your face. Because you'll probably break down. And the only reason that you still want to be here is because of your salary. But you're not going to admit that, of course. Who would? Just like Branko van der Bomen. Speaking about Branko van der Bomen, I saw him laughing on the bench. Bench warmers acting like starters. You laughing. Meanwhile, Ajax is getting slaughtered right in front of you. That to me looks like a traitor. But Uncle van der Bomen, you laughing. Do you think you could have done that around Tadic? Do you think you could have done that around Zia and not expect a size 9 Nike boot upside your Rudy Poo candy ass? Do you think that it will slide? You laughing while we're getting our asses whooped 6-0 around Edgar Davids and Winston Bogarde and Frank Rijkaard. Do you think that my Surinamese brethren will not look at you sideways? Pull you aside and give you one biggie anu op je ede and break you Mars. But you're also not a football player, bro. You look like you should um, sell fries, right? Sell all the beverages from Bramladash. You look like you should work there. And Ovando, you look like you should work for X Factor, whatever it is. Just be a judge or just be in the band or whatever, or uh, be camera crew, but don't be a football player. You can even be a TikToker, right? That's what you should do. You did it here. Oh, poor kid. Poor you did it here, man. God bless his soul. God bless his soul. All this guy. So I feel bad for him. He was a make-a-wish kid. He had a dream to be a football player. But it didn't pan out the way it did for him. And now he succumbed to the disease as well, man. Poor Yudi the kid, man. He was a make-a-wish kid, right? That wanted to be a football player. Didn't work out. And look at him now. Poor Yudi the kid, man. He deserved a lot better. But he wanted to live the life that was not made for him. It's not for him. At one point, they gave him the captain's armband and thought, hey, yo, you did it here. You can lead us, man. You can save us. No, you did it here. Can't save you. He couldn't. He's not strong enough. He's fragile. Poor you did it here. Sean Stir, one of the brave ones yesterday. Brave, brave, brave. But too young, too inexperienced. May God bless his soul. And I hope he will come back a better player and experienced because he had a bright future. David Klaassen, a player that just like Sutalo is also, well, no, not Sutalo, like Busfear. Those two are still roaming around thinking that they're in their primes. These are players that are like 90 years old, 100 years old, and still think that they're 19 or 29. Davy Klaassen, my guy, the retirement home is calling. Please save yourself. Save yourself from this embarrassment. I see you walking around the pitch with your cane. I can still play. I scored against Feyenoord. Still thinking that you're not Iniesta, my nigga. You're not Modric. Modric drank the elixir of life. That's why at 40 years old, he's still playing at a high level. I don't know what you drank or whatever it is, but I think some of your life, some of your life got sapped away once you went to Albania, wherever it was, where you did your failed hair transplant, right? And now you're looking older than ever. You're roaming around the pitch, like, stop forcing it. Like, lay on your bed and wait for God to come calling and say, David Klaassen, no more. It's enough. It's time to come back home. Same goes for Steven Berghuis. But Steven Berghuis, he's not even here in his country. He's hiding in Dubai. You cannot hide from God. You cannot hide from faith. You cannot hide from your faith. There's no hiding from God. God sees all. You cannot hide. You're trying to hide. There's no hiding, Steven Berghuis. Your time will come as well. Just like all these players yesterday, Your time will come as well. Same goes for Bronco from the Boma. Your time will come. Your time will come. There's no hiding from God. Oh, my brother Yasser's in the house, but he came on late. It's a funeral. It's a funeral. So right here we're paying respects and I'm giving a eulogy by Ice and all the players from yesterday. That's what I'm doing right now. Like this is a eulogy, right? Some players passed away, right? And some players are trying to hide from death, like his final destination, right? But you can't run, just like Final Destination. A lot of these people in the movie die. So no, you can't run from death. No. Speaking about death, Oscar Gloog. Wait, before I get into Oscar, yeah, Berghuis is in Dubai. He's in Dubai, uh, recovering from injury. We all know what he's doing. That's why he's in Dubai. Oscar Gloog. Speaking about death, and I know what y'all gonna say, but before y'all even think about it, I have a Jewish grandfather, and now all the Jewish people are with that. The Jewish people that actually got a brain, the Jewish people that actually know what's good, right? But this guy right here, this guy thinks he is Tadic. This guy thinks he is Dennis Bergkamp. This guy thinks he is Messi. Well, he definitely is Messi, but with the Y, because that's how he plays Messi. Creative, indeed, but not that guy. Not that guy. And I said it yesterday as well. It must be in the blood because I've seen people like I've seen these people when I used to work at the airport. They always thought they were all that, right? And I was by the cash register, and they could just command me like here, pay, here, pay, yeah, like you're filth. No, you're not all that. You're not Nick Cannon. You're not Keenan and Kel. This is not Nickelodeon. You're not all that, my guy. You got to earn your stripes. Just because you're the great white hope for your country doesn't mean you can come to Ajax, right? Even though it's a Jewish club, that you can just come here and think that you run it. But it must be in the DNA. It must be thing that y'all only know, like you're just coming and think y'all running shit. No, you don't. You might wear the number 10, but you're not Tadic. You're not Bergkamp. You're not Cruyff. You're not those guys. You know what I'm saying? People gonna give you a pass because you're a creative player, right? But I've seen better players. Dolberg, can't say much about him. Just like him, just like the person he is, he don't say much. I cannot say much about him. But may he rest though. May he rest. I like Dolberg because I saw the talent. I saw what he's capable of, and that's all I gotta say. Because just like him, to honor him, I'm not gonna say much about Dolberg. Mika Hotz, the guy, he wanted to be Eden Hazard. He wanted to be the white Neymar, the Belgian waffle Neymar. He got technical ability, yeah. He got some great technical ability. He hasn't having a decent season, but the mannerisms are that of a Garnacho. You need to be brought back down to earth. Before you can go to the heavens, you must be humble. You must humble yourself. Humble yourself, and then God will come calling for you. You got pushed down by a twig and called foul. My nigga, it was not a foul. My nigga, for real. What is wrong with you? Get your ass back up. But you were the first to go down in a battle for silverware. You were the first to go down, and you set the example. You set the tone for what the game was going to become. You set the tone, and because of you now, because you set the tone, this is what it comes to. I's now dead, but it's all not only your fault. Now let's talk about some of the fans, right? And this goes back to this guy right here, Klaas, talking about the Ajax DNA. The whole echte Ajax-seed, echte Ajax-seed, echte Ajax-seed, echte Ajax-seed. Are you an echte Ajax-seed when you just let your club suffer? Are you an echte Ajax-seed just because you're here, right? And you're a fan, you love playing for the club, I get that. Who wouldn't? But you're not adding anything. You're not offering nothing. There's nothing that you're not adding something that could help us. People talk about, oh, but what about the experiences? Oh, and what about experience? What is experience if it's not showing? What is experience if the whole team is not learning from it? It's like you're just talking to a wall. And he can join Oscar Gloeg back to Tel Aviv or something if you want to talk to a wall. Like, honestly, echte Ajax-seed, Ajax DNA, all that stuff has led to this day, has led to Ajax suffering. And now, here we are at the funeral. Ajax is dead now. Wow. So much for the echte Ajax-seed thing, right? So much for the Ajax DNA that has mutated like the COVID virus, right? Like years ago. This whole Ajax DNA was just a huge, it turned into a virus and we succumbed to it. Sad. Sad, peoples. No, but before we move on to the last part of this funeral, of my eulogy, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel, share the live stream. We need more peoples. We need more peoples to come and pay their respects. Come pay respects to Ajax. Don't be shy. Come pay your respects. Let's talk about some of the people that have that made sure that led to all this. Van der Sar, Danny Blind. Some of them are that are echte Ajaxiden that are dubbed echte Ajaxiden because they did a lot for the club. And some of the fans as well. Y'all part of the reason why we're here today. Because y'all just let Ajax have their way. Y'all let them have their way. Y'all let players that are not doing anything stay for too long. This guy right here, David Klaassen, is the perfect example. Remco Pasveer is the perfect example. Berghuis, the perfect example. And Wijndal is another one of the perfect examples. Perfect examples. Well, let me not say Wijndal, because Wijndal is actually, nobody wanted Wijndal. But David Klaassen definitely won. Oh yeah, let's not forget Yuri Baas. He was hiding from the massacre. But you cannot hide from God. I keep telling you. Now, Yuri Baas, you cannot hide as well. You cannot hide, Yuri Baas. This guy already cowered it out of the battle of Alkmaar. But yeah, the perfect example would be Sutalo, like Sutalo. So instead of like Vando Sutalo, that's a perfect example of people talking about, oh yeah, but when Farioli came, like Farioli tried his best, but even Farioli could not save eyes. And we all saw that last season near the end. Farioli was just like the last chance for eyes to come back and survive from those diseases. But the remedy of Farioli was not strong enough. Strong, but not strong enough. Now he's in Porto. From the looks of it, he's gonna do it all with Porto in the league. Though I'm not talking about Europe, but in the league, he's gonna do it all. Looking like Porto's back to being Porto again. Ice is not back to being Ice again. Unfortunately, sad story, people. Sad stories. Sad day, man. Who could believe that such a great club could fall from grace so bad, man? This is the fall off that J. Cole wishes he had. This is the fall off that J. Cole is not going to release in a few weeks, man. You think J. Cole's fall off is the fall off? No, this is the fall off. Wow. Who would have thought? I've seen dire times where eyes was sick, right? But they came back from that sickness and became champions once more and held silverware and brought forth great players, right? Not only from the youth, but from outside. And now it's looking like none of the above is happening. None of the aforementioned is happening. Why? Because there are people inside the club that are leeches that are actually parasites. The parasites that has led to this, they led to Ajax being dead. Parasites. But instead of getting rid of the parasites, right, they added more parasites. Some of the parasites are gone, but yet they're still parasites. And they're multiplying. One parasite teach the other parasite, teach more parasites. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, there'll be more parasites. And that's what's happening with Ajax. Too many parasites as well. Also one of the reasons why Ajax is dead. The parasites, people. And it's not going to stop. It is not going to stop. The parasites of nepotism, the parasites of not knowing what Ajax is about, the parasites of not caring for Ajax, only caring about themselves. True parasites. From top to bottom, the body of Ajax, the body of Ajax was filled with parasites. Well, not even was, is still filled with parasites. As we bury in the body of Ajax, right, it's still parasites inside the body. But the thing that Johan Cruyff, his son, Jordi Cruyff, will be the remedy. I don't know yet. We have to see. But the remedy might be a little too late. Might be a little too late. And I don't think the remedy is going to work. That remedy is not going to resurrect this Ajax. It takes a miracle for Ajax to rise from the dead. It takes a miracle. And it might be a long time, maybe as long as a club from North London called Arsenal to be winning something again. I'm talking about titles because Arsenal hasn't won a title in 22 years, right? That's about FA Cups and all stuff. They're talking about titles and stuff. Might be just as long this time. No more 7 years or 4 years. No, 22 years. Because the club has lost its ambition, its pride. It lost everything. That's why we are here today. Because it has lost the will to live. And that's why that's why ISIS in on January 15th, 2026, ISIS no more. Sad day for IS fans, for people that love IS, that have a special place for IS in their heart, or like Ajax. Not talking about PSV fans or Feyenoord fans, AZ fans, or no. But sad story, people. Sad story. Sad day. A sad day. A day that we will never forget. A day we'll never forget. And you know what? Ajax has been in limbo for a while. You know, Ajax has been in a very, very crazy limbo, man. It's a limbo called red rose, white ceiling, because it's been like that for 4 straight years. That the 4 years before Ajax gave up the will to live and died, they were in limbo, the limbo of red rose, white ceiling. Let's take a look, peoples. This is Ajax for 4 years.
Look, red rose, white ceiling. No body, no casket, just blood spilling. Red rose, white ceiling.
Red rose, white ceiling.
I'm in that red rose, white ceiling. Hey yo, red rose, white ceiling. I'm in the rapping mood. Anybody can rap. Anybody want to, challenge me? You
got a lot of red on. It's gonna be hot, but I don't run from the streets though. Cause I ain't gonna get shot.
You ain't have to come at me like that, man. You know what I'm saying? Now it's my turn. I ain't freestyling a minute. Man, let me see. Look. Red rose, white ceiling.
The game is here. The all-new crew show. Power 106. Your first topic is the Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I be rocking my Kobe's, I be in a red rose.
Yep. That's what it was. In limbo for 4 years, doing the same thing and expecting different results. Poor Ajax. Brother Menno's, by the way, speaking. It's like a wise man once said, ik sta ermee op en ik ga ermee naar bed. AZ. Yep. Yes. You're welcome. You're welcome. And as I'm closing the funeral, people, because now it's time to bury Ajax, right? Give him a proper burial. Take him to the graveyard, right? And say our goodbyes, right? Remember, peoples, you cannot hide from God. God is always watching. Let's never forget the great moments that ISF have gave football, has graced football with. From the players to the matches, to the legacy. We will never forget it. Let's also remember to love each other. Right? Care for each other. And also make sure that you always keep it real with your peoples. Keep it real and hold each other accountable, or else you will end up like Ajax. Say it for what it is, or else you will end up like Ajax. Stop doing the same thing and expecting different results, or you end up like Ajax. Give people chances for what they can do, not for who they are or you'll end up like Ajax. Never forget where you come from, or you end up like Ajax. Never lose your identity, or you'll end up like Ajax. And get rid of the parasites before they multiply, or you'll end up like Ajax. These are life lessons right away, people. I'm not even talking about football. These are life lessons. This is not just life football. This is not just football alone. These are life lessons. You can learn from Ajax. You can learn from Ajax and imply it in your life, how you move. With that being said, have a blessed evening. Thank you for coming. Subscribe to the channel again. Smash the like button and share the live stream for people who have missed the funeral. Rest in peace, Ajax. We will never forget you. And we will always remember the legacy that you left behind. But for now, we must say goodbye. Till we meet again. Till we meet again. If you smell what Devontae is cooking, and my peoples, enjoy your evenings and say your graces down in the comments for Ajax. It's time for me to head out.